Habit number 1. Going to bed right after a heavy meal. Host, slightly leaning forward. Concerned tone. The first habit to avoid is eating a heavy meal right before bed. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, wait, I always eat dinner late because I'm not hungry earlier. Or maybe you work late, or you enjoy a nice evening snack while watching TV. But here's the thing. When you go to bed with a full stomach, especially one loaded with fats or sugars, your body has to work overtime to digest it. This puts extra strain on your heart and circulatory system just when your body should be winding down. Medical studies show that eating large meals close to bedtime increases the risk of heartburn, disrupts sleep quality, and most importantly, raises the chance of cardiac events, especially in older adults. Think about it. When you lie down after eating, gravity no longer helps keep stomach acid where it belongs. That causes discomfort and can lead to breathing difficulties during the night. And for someone with high blood pressure, diabetes, or a history of heart disease, this kind of stress on the body overnight can be dangerous, even deadly. So what's the solution? Try to finish your largest meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. If you need a snack later, go for something light, like a small bowl of yogurt, a banana, or a few nuts. Your digestive system will thank you, and so will your heart. Habit number 2. Drinking alcohol to fall asleep. Host, smiling gently, but serious now. Moving on to the second habit. Using alcohol to help you fall asleep. I've heard from many viewers, especially those in retirement, who say they enjoy a glass of wine or a small whiskey at night to relax. And I get it. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a drink occasionally. But here's the catch. While alcohol might make you feel sleepy at first, it actually disrupts the quality of your sleep, especially as you get older. Alcohol interferes with REM sleep, the deep, restorative phase. Your brain needs to stay sharp and healthy. It also relaxes the muscles in your throat and airway, which can worsen snoring and even lead to episodes of sleep apnea. For seniors, especially those with existing heart conditions or respiratory issues, this can be very risky. In fact, research published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine shows that alcohol consumption before bed significantly increases the risk of sudden cardiac death during sleep, particularly in older adults. Why? Because alcohol lowers blood pressure, slows breathing, and can cause irregular heartbeats, known as arrhythmias. All of these effects are amplified in the elderly. So, if you're using alcohol to fall asleep, it might be time to consider healthier alternatives. Instead of reaching for that glass of wine, try a warm cup of herbal tea, like chamomile or peppermint, or perhaps a glass of warm milk with a dash of cinnamon. These natural remedies promote relaxation without the risks associated with alcohol. Habit number 3. Taking sleeping pills regularly. Host, now sitting back slightly. Thoughtful expression. Our third habit is one that many people overlook. Relying on sleeping pills to get through the night. Look, I understand how frustrating insomnia can be. Lying awake for hours, staring at the ceiling, worrying about tomorrow. It's exhausting. And sometimes, sleeping pills seem like the only way to get some relief. But here's the truth. Long-term use of prescription or over-the-counter sleep aids can actually do more harm than good, especially for seniors. Many sleeping pills carry a higher risk of falls, confusion, memory loss, and even increased mortality in older adults. A study published in the British Medical Journal found that regular use of sleeping pills was linked to a higher risk of early death, including sudden death during sleep. Why? Because these medications suppress the central nervous system. They slow down breathing, lower heart rate, and can interact dangerously with other medications you might be taking, like blood pressure pills or antidepressants. Plus, the older we get, the slower our bodies process medication. So, a pill that might leave a younger person groggy could knock an older adult completely off balance, both physically and mentally. So, what's the alternative? Talk to your doctor about non-drug options for sleep. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, has been proven to be highly effective for seniors. Simple lifestyle changes like maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, avoiding screens before bed, and creating a calming bedtime routine can also make a huge difference. Remember, sleep is important, yes, but safety is more important. Habit number 4. Sleeping on your back with certain medical conditions. Host. Leaning forward slightly, tone serious but calm. The fourth bedtime habit you must avoid after 70 is sleeping on your back, especially if you have certain medical conditions like sleep apnea, heart failure, or high blood pressure. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wait, isn't sleeping on your back supposed to be good for your spine? Well, yes, in some cases. But for many seniors, particularly those with underlying health issues, it can actually increase the risk of sudden death during sleep. Let me explain. When you lie flat on your back, especially as you age, gravity no longer works in your favor. Your tongue and soft tissues in the throat can relax and fall backward, blocking your airway. This is especially problematic for people with obstructive sleep apnea. And if you already have heart issues, lying flat puts extra pressure on the heart, making it work harder than it should while you rest. Medical studies have shown that older adults who sleep on their backs are more likely to experience episodes of stopped breathing, known as apneas, which can lead to drops in oxygen levels and increased strain on the cardiovascular system. One study published in the American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care Medicine found that patients with heart failure had a significantly higher risk of sudden cardiac arrest when sleeping flat on their back. So what can you do? Your bedtime routine is not just about sleep, it's about survival, and making small, consistent changes now can add years to your life and peace to your nights. Section 2, bonus tip. Monitor your nighttime oxygen levels. Host, smiling gently now. I promised a bonus tip, and this one could truly save your life. It's something many doctors are now recommending for seniors, especially those with sleep apnea, heart issues, or breathing difficulties. That tip: monitor your nighttime oxygen levels. You see, when your oxygen drops too low during sleep, something called hypoxemia, it puts enormous strain on your heart and brain. And if you have sleep apnea, heart failure, or lung issues, you might not even realize it's happening. That's where a simple, affordable tool comes in. A pulse oximeter. These little devices clip onto your finger and measure both your pulse and blood oxygen levels in real time. Many seniors keep one by their bedside and check their levels if they wake up gasping, short of breath, or with chest discomfort. Some even use them overnight, especially if they're using a CPAP machine or trying new sleeping positions, to make sure their oxygen stays within a safe range. And here's the good news. Pulse oximeters are inexpensive, easy to use, and widely available online or at pharmacies. Of course, always consult with your doctor before starting any kind of home monitoring. But this is one step that can give you valuable insight into your nighttime health. Final thoughts and encouragement. Host, soft smile friends. Aging doesn't mean giving up control over your health. In fact, it means the opposite. It means being more intentional, more aware, and more proactive about the choices you make. Especially at night when your body is working hard to restore itself. I hope this series has empowered you, not scared you, because knowledge is power. And now that you understand the risks of these 4 bedtime habits, you can start making changes today. Maybe it starts with skipping that late-night snack. Or swapping out that glass of wine for a cup of chamomile tea. Perhaps it's talking to your doctor about reducing your reliance on sleeping pills or adjusting your sleeping position for better breathing. Whatever change you choose to make, remember this: you are never too old to improve your health. You are never too far along to take back control, and you are certainly not alone in this journey. Before we wrap up, I want to thank every single one of you for watching this series. Whether you've been with us since part 1 or just joined for this final episode, I'm honored to share this information with you. If you found this helpful, please do me a favor. Backhand index pointing right, hit that like button. It helps others find this content. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe to this channel, and tap the bell icon so you never miss an update. Backhand index pointing right, and most importantly, share this video with someone you love, especially if they're over 70 or struggle with sleep. Together, we can spread awareness, prevent tragedies, and help each other live longer, healthier lives. Until next time, stay informed, stay healthy, and sleep safely. Soft music swells as the screen fades to black with the channel logo and text. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and sleep well. If you suffer from sleep apnea, high blood pressure, or any kind of heart condition, consider adjusting your sleeping position. Try sleeping on your side instead, especially your left side. That's been shown to support better heart function and improve circulation. You can also elevate the head of your bed by a few inches, just enough to take pressure off your heart and keep your airway open. Some people find using a wedge pillow helpful, especially if they struggle with acid reflux or breathing difficulties at night. Of course, always consult with your doctor before making any major changes to your sleep routine, especially if you're on medication or dealing with chronic health issues. But the bottom line is this: your sleeping position matters more than you think, especially after 70. Why these habits matter so much after 70. Host, now leaning back, thoughtful expression. Now that we've gone through all 4 bedtime habits, I want to take a moment to step back and talk about why these habits matter so much. Once we hit our later years, as we age, our bodies become more sensitive, more fragile, if I'm being honest. Our organs don't bounce back as quickly. Our metabolism slows down. Our ability to regulate body functions becomes less efficient. That means the small choices we make, like what we eat before bed, whether we take a pill or pour a drink to help us sleep, and even how we position ourselves in bed, can have big consequences. The story of the 71-year-old man who passed away in his sleep was heartbreaking, but it's also a wake-up call. It reminds us that sleep isn't just a time to rest. It's a critical part of our overall health. And for seniors, it can be both a blessing and a risk depending on how we prepare for it. I want to emphasize that none of this is meant to scare you. It's meant to empower you. Because once you understand the risks, you can start making simple, life-saving changes to your nightly routine. And the best part? These changes don't require expensive equipment or drastic lifestyle shifts. They're small adjustments, ones that can add years to your life and peace to your nights. Why these habits are dangerous after 70 host. Leaning forward slightly, tone thoughtful. Let's start by looking at why these habits become more dangerous as we age. As we grow older, our bodies naturally change. Our metabolism slows down, our organs become more sensitive, and our ability to recover from stress decreases. That means the things we might have done for decades without issue, like having a late dinner or drinking wine before bed, can suddenly become risky behaviors. To help explain this better, I reached out to Dr. Linda Harper, a geriatrician with over 30 years of experience treating patients over the age of 65. Here's what she had to say. Frowny face video clip. Dr. Linda Harper. After 70, the body becomes more vulnerable during sleep. That's because many seniors are already managing chronic conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or heart disease. When you add unhealthy bedtime habits, like eating late, drinking alcohol, or taking sleeping pills, you're essentially creating a perfect storm for complications. Host nodding. That's a powerful point. And it really brings home the idea that while these habits may seem harmless on their own, when combined with age-related changes, they can become serious threats to health. Section 2. Real stories. Seniors who changed their habits. Host, softly smiling. Let's now hear from people who lived through this and made changes that saved their lives. Point 1. Such person is George M., age 73, who used to eat a full meal right before bed every night. He told me he thought nothing of it until one morning he woke up gasping for air. Video clip. George M. I always ate late. My wife would go to bed early, so I'd eat alone around 10 or 11 p.m. One night I felt fine when I went to bed, but I woke up choking. My doctor said it was acid reflux getting into my lungs. He warned me, if I kept eating late, I could stop breathing in my sleep. Host, looking directly at camera. George changed his routine. He started eating dinner earlier, avoided fatty foods, and added a small walk after meals. Within weeks, his nighttime discomfort disappeared, and his sleep improved dramatically. Then there's Martha R., age 71, who used to drink a glass of red wine every night to help her fall asleep. Video clip. Martha R. I thought I was doing something good for my heart. Turns out, I was making things worse. I started waking up tired with headaches, and my husband said I snored louder than ever. When I stopped drinking before bed, everything changed. I sleep better, feel more alert, and my energy levels are up. Host, nodding. These aren't isolated cases. More and more seniors are discovering that small changes to their bedtime routines lead to big improvements in their overall health. And then there's Robert K., age 74, who had been using sleeping pills for years to manage insomnia. Video clip. Robert K. I thought I needed them just to get through the night. But one day I fell in the bathroom after taking one. I was dizzy, confused. I could have broken a hip. That was the wake-up call I needed. Robert worked with his doctor to slowly wean off the medication and started cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBTI. It took time, but eventually he began sleeping naturally again. Host, smiling gently stories like George's, Martha's, and Robert's remind us that it's never too late to make healthy changes. Even if you've been doing something for years, the science behind each habit. Host. Now leaning forward with a notebook in hand, let's now look at what science has to say about each of these habits. Starting with eating late at night. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that eating late increases insulin resistance, raises blood sugar levels, and puts extra strain on the heart, especially during sleep. For seniors with pre-existing conditions like diabetes or hypertension, this can be dangerous. Next, alcohol before bed. While alcohol may help you fall asleep faster, studies show it disrupts REM sleep, the most restorative phase of sleep. It also relaxes throat muscles, increasing the risk of sleep apnea and sudden drops in oxygen levels. A study from the Sleep Research Society found that even moderate alcohol consumption before bed increased the risk of nocturnal hypoxemia, low oxygen levels during sleep, by nearly 30% in adults over 65. Now, long-term use of sleeping pills. According to research from the British Medical Journal, regular use of hypnotic sleep medications is associated with a higher risk of falls, confusion, and even early mortality in seniors. And finally, sleeping on your back. Medical literature supports the fact that lying flat on your back can worsen sleep apnea and place unnecessary pressure on the heart. For those with congestive heart failure, this position can increase fluid buildup in the lungs, leading to shortness of breath and even cardiac arrest during sleep. Section 4. How TO makes safe changes today. Host, calm and encouraging. All right, friends. So how do you begin making safer changes? Start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire routine overnight. That's overwhelming and unsustainable. Instead, pick one habit to focus on first. Maybe it's adjusting your meal times or switching from alcohol to herbal tea before bed. Talk to your doctor if you're on sleeping pills or have any underlying health issues. They can guide you safely through the process. Consider keeping a sleep journal to track your progress. Note when you eat, what you drink, how long it takes you to fall asleep, and how rested you feel in the morning. You might be surprised at how quickly your body responds to positive changes. Also, don't forget to involve your loved ones. Whether it's a spouse, child, or caregiver, having support makes all the difference. The powerful final message. Your sleep is your life. Host. Leaning forward slightly, tone sincere. Let me be very clear about something. Your sleep is not just rest. It's a vital part of your health. And for those of us over 70, it may be one of the most important things we can control. Because here's the truth. Many people think heart attacks or sudden deaths happen during the day, while walking, exercising, or even eating. But did you know that statistically more cardiac events occur in the early morning hours? That's because during sleep, our bodies are in a delicate state of repair. Blood pressure drops, breathing slows, and the heart works differently than it does during the day. If we go to bed with unhealthy habits like a full stomach, alcohol in our system, or reliance on medication, we're essentially loading stress onto a body that's already vulnerable. And for seniors with pre-existing conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or heart disease. That stress can be deadly. This isn't fear-mongering. It's fact-based awareness. So, as we wrap up this series, I want to leave you with this final thought.